And welcome back to Sports the NEMO Way, the Dallas Cowboys episode.
Don't sound so excited, Alex.
I won't, trust me. So yes, the Dallas Cowboys 7-on-7 team. Unfortunately, they do have talent to put on this team, so we'll have to see how this goes. But 4 of the 5 of us are here today. Drew's actually here and on time. I mean, that's a rarity at this point.
Yeah.
And Wade couldn't make it again, unfortunately. So maybe Wade will be back full time at some point. I'm not sure. You know, I'm starting to have doubts.
Well, he's going to have to because his PTO time for this podcast is running out.
That's right. That's right. Let's get it together, Wade. Let's get it together.
Well, then his division's up next, so he's
Yeah.
gonna want to
Right.
be here if he
He's gonna
wants
wanna
to
be
defend
here
old
for that.
Peyton,
Yeah.
or I might have to put old Andrew on the team.
Or Hardball. We can put Hardball on there.
Hey,
Or Unitas.
Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking about my boy
Johnny
AR.
hey, if he puts
Anthony-
Harbaugh
whoop.
on my team, then I'm going to retroactively go back and put Harbaugh on the Bears.
That's fine.
All right, fine. We'll go with Johnny U
Yeah, that's worth.
with his 250.
What about Anthony
receptions.
Richardson?
Shut the hell up.
There's our pick right there,
Yep.
Drew.
I'm
Anthony Richardson.
gonna say it.
There.
Anthony.
But anyway, so we need to get started. So Drew, who is your Cowboys quarterback?
Well, I went with my favorite Cowboys quarterback all
Troy
the time.
Aikman?
Wrong. Not that loser. Jay Cutler has better stats than that Hall of Famer. We've been over this before. His name does start with a T. My boy Tony Romo.
I actually went with Tony Romo as well.
That's who I want slinging the ball. Yes, sir.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, that's 3.
Well, his career with the Cowboys, he had 34,000 yards, 248 touchdowns, 65% completion percentage. He did throw, where's it at? 117 interceptions, but led the league one year, but we don't talk about that. He did lead the league one year in completion percentage with 69. And then he led his touchdown interception ratio. He led the league one year. I just like Tony. I've always liked him. It's felt like so long ago since his era with the Cowboys, but I always felt like he got blamed for the Cowboys' other problems that they were having. They would say, "Oh, Tony's the problem. Tony's this." Tony was doing the best he could. Okay.
Tony was out there throwing for 4,000 yards and 20 to 30 touchdowns, and nobody else in the team could do shit. So
I mean, the one year he throws 4,900 yards. He's literally less than 100 yards away from 5,000 yards and go 8-8. That's not on Tony. We kind of forget about old Jason Garrett and his 8-8 ways. I mean, he was the problem. So, but
he did have some injury problems at the end of his career, but
he kept breaking his collarbone and something in his shoulder. I felt like anytime the man got tackled, I'm like, oh, there goes his collarbone again.
yeah, he did have some issues there. All right, well, Tony Romo. Uncle Doug, do you have a quarterback for us?
I do. Roger Staubach,
Yeah.
also known as Roger Dodger or Captain Comeback. Out of the Naval Academy, 6'3", 197. Is in the Hall of Fame, 6 Pro Bowls, 2 Super Bowl championships, a Super Bowl MVP, Walter Payton Man of the Year, Sporting News Player of the Year, All 70s team, 57% completion percentage, 22,700 yards, 153 TDs, with 109 interceptions.
I love it how we call it the Walter Payton Man of the Year in 1978 when the man's barely played in the league yet. That's funny.
I was not a big Cowboy fan when Roger was playing, but Roger was good. He kept the play alive. He always found a way to win. Of course, he threw the original Hail Mary
Yeah.
to beat the Vikings.
Then he'd throw that to Doug Pearson.
Drew Pearson.
Drew Pearson.
Yep.
Even better name.
So there you go. I went with Roger Dodger.
Ray, you don't have him either?
I have Romo.
Oh, you had Romo as well.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize there was a 3 up there. Okay, my bad. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Uncle Doug ruining a perfect week.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry you guys are wrong, but
Ah,
All right.
I like Tony. We'll talk.
we'll talk. I love it.
Hey, I'm gonna say this: Wade would back us up.
Oh yeah, and just talk about his fantasy football name.
Oh,
We've talked about it multiple times.
All right. Well, I think we're to Ray now. Ray, you got a position player for us?
I do. I'm going to go with Tony's go-to guy back in the day. He's from Tennessee. He's a tight end.
Oh.
He's a 11-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro. Walter Payton in 2012. 16 years in Big D. Let's see, 12,977 receiving yards with 10 yards per reception and 72 touchdowns. Jason Witten.
Yep.
I have Witten as well.
I have Jason Witten as well. I forget how long he plays every time until we talk about him.
I know. Yeah, with 1 year in Vegas.
Yeah, he should have just retired. Or he did. He should have just been done.
Yeah. Sometimes he's got to, squeeze the old sponge until it's all the way dry.
Yeah.
He's very high up on both yards, receptions, and TDs for tight ends.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's in the top 5 probably for all of them.
Yeah.
But
But no, super good tight end.
Very reliable. A superb blocker for a tight end. Yep. All right, I guess we're around to me. Well, since we're on Romo's targets, I'll go with the other one. Dez Bryant.
Okay.
I have Dez.
I
as
have
well.
all this as well.
So see, Romo, he has 2 targets that you're already familiar with right here. We're good to go. But Dez, he played 8 years in Dallas. He caught 531 balls for 7,459 yards on 14 yards a catch and 73 touchdowns. Dez was a jump ball maniac. He was always really high on in his prime, high on the touchdowns and most receiving touchdowns in the season. Jeez, I can't talk. He even led the league 1 year, 16. He did have some injury problems that derailed his career later. But he was a 3-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro. Like I said, just one of Romo's favorite targets. And it's always nice to have a jump ball guy that you can throw the ball up to and have him go get it when you're in trouble.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. There's my pick.
Was that the only play? He only played in Dallas, right?
No, he played 1 year in Baltimore.
Oh, okay.
All right, Drew, we're back to you, buddy.
I went with old CeeDee Lamb.
I also
I
have
went with
CeeDee
CD
Lamb.
as well.
I did too.
I know he's still playing, but he's still tearing it up. I mean, he's got over 6,000 yards in 5 years. He's got 38 touchdowns, basically 500 catches in 5 years. So he's averaging 100 catches a year. He's just a good all around receiver for them. And he would add perfect to what we've already gotten up there. I mean, he does everything for him. I mean, so I thought there's no way you could leave him off. So
Yeah, he's a very talented receiver. I really liked him coming out. I obviously don't like him playing for Dallas. But yes, he's a very good receiver. All right, Uncle Doug, I think we're to you.
Yep, and I have another receiver for us, Michael Irvin.
Yes, sir.
yep, I have old Michael.
Say Michael's in the Hall of Fame, 5 Pro Bowls, 1 All-Pro, 3 Super Bowl championships, all 90s team, 750 receptions for 11,900 yards and 65 touchdowns.
Another jump ball guy,
Yep.
famous for his big push off when the ball was in the air.
Yeah. Hey, we had a hot streak here.
Yeah.
We did.
4 in a row.
We only got one problem with this team. We all can't wear the same number.
It's also true.
That's true.
Irving, CD, and Brian all wore 88.
Yeah, someone's gonna have to pick.
Yeah.
I don't think CD will be. The other two are gonna be a problem.
I think Irving gets it over the other two.
You would think.
Yeah.
Well, Ray, we're back around to you, buddy.
All right. This guy was drafted in 77 out of Stanford. 3-time Pro Bowler, 1-time Super Bowl champion. He is a wide receiver. 7,988 receiving yards with 16.7 yards per reception with 51 touchdowns. Let's see. I think he's got some kind of rushing stat, but I can't make heads or tails of it. But his name is Tony Hill. The Thrill.
Tony Hill, huh? I don't have Tony Hill.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, okay, yeah. So he won Super Bowl with Staubach.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I guess that puts us around to me. And I have another receiver, but unfortunately I knocked my paper off, and I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he also played with Staubach.
Talking about Drew Pearson?
Drew Pearson, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
I have Drew as well.
Yep, I do too.
He's the one that caught the Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Drew Pearson, like you said, or like somebody said a few minutes ago, just made the Hall recently.
Yep.
And he's a 1-time Super Bowl champ, 3-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro. Played 11 years, all in Dallas. Caught 489 balls for 7,822 yards and 16 yards a catch and 48 touchdowns. I know those numbers don't exactly jump out at you, but this was the 70s. So
Yeah. Another member of the 88 Club.
yes. Mm-hmm.
He probably wears it for then.
All right, Drew, we're to you, buddy.
Oh, well, I went with old Bob Hayes.
Yep, me too.
Hall of Famer, 3-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro. He's got 7,400 receiving yards, 71 touchdowns, 371 catches, and he was fast.
I knew you had to go with the track guy.
We had
Yeah.
we needed somebody that could be really fast because we've had a bunch of jump ball guys.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, Hayes was definitely
that's
fast.
it. He was just fast. And he's a Super Bowl champ. He's on the Super Bowl team as well. So he led the league in touchdowns twice, yards a catch twice. He has 20 yards per catch. He had the longest catch one year. He's just all around good receiver.
Well,
Super fast for back then.
he had a year, 1970, where he was 26.1 yards per catch.
Yeah, and you have 34 catches for almost 900 yards.
Yeah.
That's insane.
He led the league in yards per catch a couple times. He led the league in touchdowns a couple times. He had an 89-yarder, 85-yarder, 82, 95. Yeah, Bob was fast. Also known as Bullet Bob.
All right. Well, I'm out of players, guys.
So am I.
I got one left.
Yep, I'm out.
Well, Ray, it's up to you, buddy.
All right. Well, with my final pick at the running back, Hall of Famer, 4-time Pro Bowler, 1 All-Pro, 1 Super Bowl championship, NFC MVP, AP Offensive Rookie of the Year, out of Pittsburgh, in 1977 draft. 11 years in Dallas, 1 in Denver. 12,739 yards, 77 touchdowns, 4.3 a rush. Receiving stats is 3,554, 8.9 a reception with 13 touchdowns. I went with Tony Dorsett.
I took a long look at Tony. If I was going to put a running back on the team, it'd be Tony.
Mr. Fumble.
Yeah, that's probably why I didn't put him on the team, but
Yeah, old Tony.
Yep. One, two, three, four.
Yeah, his fumble numbers. He has 90 for his career.
Oh,
Jeez.
God.
That's insane. And 90 fumbles.
He has 3 seasons of double digits, a 12, a 10, and a 12, and then he has a 9, 8,
Wow.
couple 7s, couple 6s. His lowest season was a 3.
He was fast. He
Ni-
could run, but
90
he
fumbles
did cough it up.
in
Mm.
12 years. That's
Not good.
Yeah.
Well, he
Touchdown,
wasn't really
Tony.
he wasn't really a big guy. He had 5'11", 192.
Yeah, he's fast.
Mm.
He was a good running back. They should have given him some stickum.
Yeah.
all right. Well,
Hey, at least we're on one page. There's only 10 of them up there, I think.
Yeah. That's
yeah, and
This is manageable.
this is very manageable. Yes.
Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 in, and we got 3 threes. So
true. Well, we'll save quarterback for later. I'll go ahead and clean up what I got.
So that's taking Tony Hill off
Yeah.
and Dorsett off.
Yeah.
putting in Drew and Bob.
And Pearson and Hayes go in.
Well, I got the 6 skill positions.
Yes, we do.
Hold on. And then one more surprise.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
All right, Ray.
You're welcome. And for the listeners, what I just did is I took my 2 single picks and I put one on Pearson and one on Bob Hayes. But what I also did, since Staubach actually won Super Bowls, Doug kind of talked me into this. So I went from Tony Romo to Staubach, which now evens the score up to 2 Tonys and 2 Staubachs.
Whoa! Oh, shit. I'm so sorry.
You're good, man. So yeah, so now we are deadlocked here on the final quarterback.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. I was not seeing the you ditching us on the Romo train here. So you said because of Super Bowls?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah, he does have 2 Super Bowls. Although, if I remember correctly, one of them he wasn't the starter for, right? He came in for an injury and ended up going on a run. Is that right?
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I don't know. But at least it's more than Romo.
Oh, it totally is. Yeah, in 1971, he won the Super Bowl and only played in 3 games. Or wait, no, that's the playoffs. Sorry. 71. 71, he played in 10 games. 77, he played in 14. I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't care in reality, but my thought process was just completion percentage. And being able to really fling the ball around at a high percentage. That's really why I went with Romo, because Staubach was the other guy I really considered. I didn't give Aikman any consideration, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah, no.
So I don't know. What do you think, Drew?
I don't really care that much. We can go to that. I don't care. It's fine. I guess. I don't think it's that deep. I don't care that much about Cowboys.
Oh.
The Cowgirls.
I'm gonna take my horse down the old town road. I'm gonna ride.
You got some
till
Cowboy
I
fans
can't
in
no more.
your family. What would they say?
Oh, yeah.
They're probably not going to pick either one of these guys.
No, they would say Aikman.
That's what I thought.
Aikman.
Game manager at best.
Well, I can tell you, Phil, my friend Phil, is a lifelong Cowboys fan. He would definitely go with Roger. He loved Roger Staubach. Of course, he also loved Drew Pearson and Drew's running mate, Golden Richards. Phil actually wore Golden's number when he played football.
Well, here's what I know about the Cowboy fans in my family. They get really mad at me on my Aikman takes.
Let's hear about him real fast.
I just think he's overrated. Like, yes, I understand that he has 3 Super Bowls. I'm not taking that away from him, but he's not the reason they won 3 Super Bowls.
No.
Like, they had the number 1 defense in the league, the number 1 run game in the league, and the best offensive line in the NFL.
Right. One year they won the Super Bowl. Then during that Super Bowl run, he throws 2 touchdowns and 8 interceptions.
Yeah, that's
in
not
the playoffs, and they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's why he's not on my team.
He wasn't asked to do anything, and the whole it was a different era of football doesn't line up. I have this argument with him all the time. It doesn't line up because I can compare him to his peers. I can compare him to Montana and Steve Young and Jim Kelly and these guys who threw for a lot more yards and a lot more touchdowns.
John Elway, Dan Marino.
And John Elway, Dan Marino. Yes, I mean, like the list goes on. The list goes on. Now their argument back will be, well, but he won more than all of them except for Montana. And I'm like, yes, but when Montana won more than him, and Montana was the main reason their offense worked. Like none of us are huge on Emmitt Smith, but Emmitt Smith was a giant workhorse for their offense.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like regardless of whether he averaged 3.8 yards a carry, he was going to get 25 to 30 carries that game.
And that's the only thing I really give him credit for is the man was durable.
Oh, he's stupid durable.
Like he did it and that's why he has the records because he just played longer than everyone else. So I always give him that, but then after that, no.
The other thing is they all really hate Danny White. I'm not really sure what Danny White did to them. For those of you that don't know, Danny White was the quarterback between Staubach and Aikman.
Huh.
So I'm not really sure what Danny White did to earn their ire, but he did. Uncle Doug, do you remember Danny White?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I believe Danny White got the job because of injury and then held on to it for a while, or maybe he almost lost it.
Well, it looks like he was the backup for Staubach for a few years.
That was the transition. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like in 1980 he took over full time.
And you mentioned in a previous podcast about Alan Page's MVP. The year he won his MVP, Roger Staubach came in second.
Oh.
So Roger almost won an MVP.
But yes, they're also very, not that this plays into this conversation, they're also really big Randy White fans, which can't really blame him for that. Randy White was a beast.
He was good, yeah.
And what was the defensive end? He came over from San Francisco. He's got like 6 Super Bowls.
Oh, Haley?
Yeah, Haley. Yeah.
Yep.
He was a beast too.
So, yeah, they had a good defense. So, you guys coming to Staubach?
Sure.
All right. Thank you, Ray.
Yeah, no
Fine,
problem.
guys.
I kind of want to go to Danny White, but that's fine.
Hey, we can do whatever we want.
I like being a turd at times.
3, 4, 5.
Well, there is our offense, gentlemen.
My defense is going to be interesting just from the get-go, I think.
Well, let's get us started there, Drew.
Well, I put old prime time himself, Neon Dion. I put Deion Sanders.
I did too.
So did I. I think that's a no-brainer, really.
I didn't know if you guys would or not if you'd put him. I don't know if you guys would make the argument his 1 year in San Francisco. He had like one of the best years with All-Pro, Defensive Player of the Year. But this was his second longest place, his stop. And he was good. He was All-Pro, first team All-Pro 3 times. And the other year, he was All-Pro 4 times. Pro Bowl every year in Dallas, besides one. But he only played 9 games that season. But he was just a big part of those teams. He was on there when he won one of their Super Bowls. So, and it's Deion during his prime. So one of the best corners of all time. I think we've all agreed on that before. So,
Yeah.
this is one of his 2 stops.
Yeah,
We will see him again later.
we will.
So,
All right, Uncle Doug, you're up.
All right. Well, I also picked a corner, D-back, however you want to. Played some safety and some corner. Mel Renfro,
Yep.
Hall of Fame, 10 Pro Bowls, 52 interceptions in his career, 14 years all with Dallas, 13 fumble recoveries. He did run 3 interceptions back for touchdowns, and had a couple sacks. And he looks like 4 second team All Pros to go along with his 10 Pro Bowls.
Was that 3 or 4 of you?
I think 4 of us.
4,
All
yeah.
4?
Yeah, I think we all had him.
Yeah, I mean, it's already a pretty good start to our corner stash here for the Cowboys. All right, Ray, you're up, buddy.
Okay. Again, pulled up here. He's a newer guy. 2-time Pro Bowler, 1 All-Pro. 5 years in Dallas. 20 interceptions so far in his 5 years. 2 for a touchdown. 2 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, 1 sack, 181 solo tackles. I put Trayvon Diggs.
Well, I mean, he's had some couple good years there.
Yeah, I mean, had an injury 1 year,
Yeah,
so pretty much he's played there 4 years.
pretty much. Correct, yeah.
So I mean, for 4 years, it ain't bad. Pretty solid.
All right, well, we're down to me. And I went a little bit different direction. I went at safety. I went with old Darren Woodson. He's a Cowboys favorite. He's got 5 Pro Bowls, 3 first team All Pros. He's got 3 Super Bowls. He played 12 years in Dallas, had 23 interceptions, 11 sacks, almost 1,000 tackles. He's another guy that I constantly have to hear about and how great he was. But my trump card is he didn't get in the Hall of Fame. But I put him on here, and apparently all by myself.
Yeah.
All right, Drew, we're back to you, buddy.
I have Everson Walls.
Yeah.
As do I.
I mean, back-to-back seasons with 11 interceptions. Then I think he led the league again, I think in 85. He finished his career with 44, or at least 44 with the Cowboys. That's the second most in team history, so thought it can't hurt but have another corner. So, but I thought he was a worthy admission to the Cowboys team.
I would agree.
And that's everybody again?
Yep.
Okay.
Uncle Doug.
Yep, I went with Charlie Waters.
Yep.
Yep.
He played for the Cowboys from 70 through 81. Had 41 interceptions. Ran 2 of them back for touchdowns. 7 fumble recoveries. Had 7 sacks. 3-time Pro Bowler. 2-time second-team All-Pro. 2 Super Bowl championships. So, he played free safety, he played cornerback, he played strong safety. Kind of versatile.
All right. We're back around to Ray.
All right. I got a defensive back for you out of USC in the 1978 draft. He played 8 years in Dallas and 1 in on Doug's beloved St. Louis Rams. He's got 36 interceptions, 4 for touchdowns, 10 fumble recoveries, 1 for a touchdown, 3 sacks. I went with Dennis Thurman.
As did I.
Yeah. Sorry.
Nope, I have old Dennis.
Yay, nay? What'd
Yeah.
you say?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's 5.
All right. All right. You said Dennis Thurman, huh? Sorry, I'm
Mhm.
having trouble with my computer over here. All right, so I guess we're back around to me.
Yeah.
Suppose I can get this damn thing up. He must coach somewhere because he's got a whole bunch of shit over here.
Is he the new Jackson State coach? Did he take over after Dion? I think the name sounds familiar.
I don't know.
Sure.
That could be why I think so. I'm not sure. The name, I think that might be he took over, I think.
He says this, yeah, assistant coach for 4 years somewhere.
All right, well, I have Cornell Green.
Gosh dang it, Alex. You
I
keep
have-
taking my guy right before
I have Cornell Green
now.
as well.
You did it to me on Drew Pearson. You did it to me, my boy Cornell.
Your boy Cornell, huh?
Yeah.
He played 13 years in the league, all 13 in Dallas. He has 4 Pro Bowls and 4 All-Pros. He has 34 career interceptions. He played the first half of his career at corner and then switched to safety. He was, I don't know. He just kept showing up on pretty much every list I looked at for Cowboys DBs. So I was like, yep, here he is. And that's all 7 of mine.
Okay.
I have one guy left, I believe.
I have one left.
That's what I got as 1.
Yes, I have one left.
Well, who is it?
I went with old Kevin Smith.
I don't have Kevin.
He has no awards, but Cowboys fans love him because he was on those Super Bowl teams and he was one of the defensive backs. He has 19 career interceptions in 8 years with the Cowboys. No accolades, just 3 Super Bowls. He was one of the cornerbacks on those Super Bowl teams. And Cowboys fans love him, so I put old Kevin Smith on there.
Only an 8-year career. I wonder what happened there.
I don't know. Probably got blamed because you can't blame Aikman or Irvin or Emmett. We got to blame the other Smith.
All right. Uncle Doug, you got one left?
I do have one left. I went with Terrence Newman.
I thought long and hard about going with Terrence Newman.
Yeah, I thought about it.
2 Pro Bowls, 42 total interceptions. 32 of those came in his years in Dallas. Played 15 years total, 9 of them in Dallas. Ran 3 interceptions back for touchdowns. Also had 7 forced fumbles, 8 fumble recoveries, and a couple of sacks, 545 combo tackles, 492 solos, and 20 tackles for loss. So, and both his Pro Bowls came while he was in Dallas. And, played a little left corner, a little right corner. So,
Yeah, he was a staple of their defense for quite a while in the 2000s. All right. Ray, you got one left?
I got one.
All right.
He played 8 years in Dallas, 1 year in Phoenix. 34 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown. 14 fumble recoveries, 2 for touchdown, 8 sacks. His name is Michael Downs. Played from 81 to 89, or 81 to 88 in Dallas, and then finished off in 89.
He's big, 6'3". All right. All right. Well, what we got?
we got 5 in.
5 in.
We got 1, 3, and a whole bunch of ones.
Yeah.
Who's got Darren Woodson?
Me.
Who's got Kevin Smith?
Me.
Who's got Newman?
Me.
So I got 2. Me and Drew's got 2 singles, and Doug's got a single.
Who doesn't have Green?
I don't. So yeah, yeah, do that. I'll go to Green.
All right. So Cornell's in.
So now we go 1, 2, 3.
Who'd you
4.
take off, Ray?
Downs. Michael Downs.
Okay. All right. Well, we're not doing too bad here, guys.
So we got Terrence Newman,
Do we-
Kevin Smith, Darren Woodson, and Trayvon Diggs.
Do we each have one again?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Why do we keep doing this?
Make the call.
Well, we know a Cowboys fan. We know multiple Cowboys fans.
It's true, we do. Fucking Cowboys.
Trayvon.
Ray's moisturizing right now at the desk.
Hey, when your hands start looking like fucking Phoenix in the summertime, it's time to put some lotion on.
Yeah, when it's been -6 the last 3 days.
It's freaking ridiculous. Sometimes I might look at my hand looking for an oasis.
So you checking with some people, Alex? How about you, Drew? You checking with anybody?
I can.
Why don't you go ahead?
I say Kenny is a Cowboys fan on my track team. He's from Texas.
Yeah.
He's a big Cowboys fan.
Yeah, just tell him that we're picking our 7-on-7D.
So while he's doing that, guess we can shit on the Cowboys for a while. What do they need to do for the next season for them to be competitive?
Well, I think
Fire Jerry Jones.
Well, Jerry Jones is their biggest problem. That's fact, Jack. But I don't think they're going to get much better at coach because who's left that's good?
Right. Well, you know who Jerry wants. He wants Dion.
Yeah.
Does he really?
Oh, yeah. He's already
Really?
talked to him.
Oh fuck.
As soon as they fired McCarthy, he talked to Dion.
Yeah, that's a true story.
And I bet behind the scenes he's trying to figure out a way to trade up high enough to get Shador.
Well, and trade Dak.
Yeah, he'd have to trade Dak.
Oh.
And
Well,
grab
were
Shador.
they in the draft? Do they even get a first
They're-
rounder?
They've got one, but it's not high enough to get Shador, I don't think.
Mm.
He's going to have to move up.
They're talking about Shador going top 3.
Right.
So trade Dak to one of the people that needs a quarterback, like trading to like Oakland or Tennessee, and get their pick. 'Cause
Well,
it's gonna-
Tennessee has said they're open to trading out of the first spot. So
I mean,
you give them Dak,
sometimes
the first rounder,
sometimes trading out of the first spot helps you more than
Something
taking.
else.
Truth.
and
I mean,
Dallas could move up, and the Titans could
Doesn't-
go
If
with
you
Dak.
could get, here's my thing. I'm not a huge Dak fan, like saying he's like the bee's knees or anything, but he is a good quarterback.
He's solid, yeah.
What's
So-
Newman's first name?
Terrence.
Terrence.
Okay.
Yeah, Tennessee's got the first pick, Cleveland's second, the Giants the third, and the Patriots, Jacksonville.
And you know Patriots and Jacksonville aren't going for quarterbacks.
That's true. The Raiders, the Jets, the Panthers, the Saints, the Bears, the 49ers, Cowboys are at 12.
Right, and they need to go up. Well, to get Shador, they better go high.
But here's the thing, though. The Cowboys have a lot of holes. They have no defensive tackles. They're struggling at guard. On
Their linemen
on
are starting.
offense.
Yeah.
They don't have great linebackers. And unless you think that Rico Dowdle is the running back of the future, although he's a free agent this year, you probably may need a running back. Not that you have to take one of those in the first round, mind you, but they have a lot of holes to fill. I think just getting a healthy Dak Prescott will make them
help,
a decent
yeah.
team.
Well, I've seen a lot of mock drafts that have them taking Genty out of Boise State. Give Jerry as running back. But if he can get Dion, I bet he's going for Shador.
Well, that's the only way Deion said he'd come to the NFL if he got to keep coaching his boys.
Yeah. Yeah, Shiloh's not going to be top first round. So they can pick him up if they needed to, but
So these college contracts like that, just whatever, you can just toss them away because
sometimes they have buyouts where you have to pay them, but a lot of times they can get out of them.
But
So
what did he sign? Was it just a 1 year with Colorado or?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what kind of contract Deion's
I think he got a pretty big contract. I think it was like
Was it?
7 years or something.
But
Oh.
Kenny has answered.
okay.
Ray's gonna like Kenny. He went with old Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
So
He signed a 5-year, $30 million contract with Colorado.
Alright.
Trayvon Diggs, huh? He's young. Well, that will round out our 7-on-7 team for the Cowboys. You have on offense Roger Staubach, Jason Witten, Des Bryant, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Irving, Drew Pearson, and Bob Hayes. And on defense, you have Deion Sanders.
Shador's not playing defense. I've seen that boy play. I mean,
Mel-
he got his dad. He don't want to get hit.
Mel Renfro, Trayvon Diggs, Everson Walls, Charlie Waters, Dennis Thurman, and some guy named Green. I don't have his first name.
It's your boy Cornell.
Yeah, Cornell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cornell.
Took
Cornell
him from
Green.
me.
Yeah,
Can't
yeah.
remember his first name.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All right, Alex. What's the Bears' all-time leading receiver in yards?
Oh,
I'm
it's Morris. Isn't it a Morris?
pretty sure it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start asking you every once in a while. Make sure you remember.
I mean, he's no Pud, but I mean, he's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my jersey in the mail.
That's right. You guys let me down. You had me go out and get one, and then
Well, I mean,
I'm waiting on mine too.
I made a side deal to get one, and it just hasn't arrived yet.
all right. Well, that'll lead us into MVP talk, and that leads us to 1993, where none other than the previous mentioned Emmitt Smith of the Dallas Cowboys was the MVP, in a fairly close MVP race, by the way. He rushed for almost 1,500 yards, 1,486, and 9 touchdowns. And he also caught the ball 57 times for another 400 yards and a touchdown. So a pretty good season, especially since he only played in 14 games and only started in 13 of them because he had a holdout, apparently. Steve Young came in second, and he threw for 4,000 yards, 29 touchdowns, 16 picks. Also ran for another 400 yards and 2 touchdowns. And caught 2 balls for 2 yards.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And then we have Mr. Jerry Rice, who ran the ball 3 times for 69 yards and a touchdown. Then he caught 98 balls for 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns. That's a hell of a receiving season. John Elway threw for 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 10 picks, and he also ran for 153 yards. None other than Troy Aikman threw for 3,100 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 6 picks.
Great.
Ran for 125 yards.
It's a great year for my guy Troy.
I'm going to bet the Cowboys had a good record.
I think this is one of the years they won the Super Bowl. I think.
It's close, if not. You have Marcus Allen, who ran for 700 yards and 12 touchdowns. I'm not really sure why he's on here. Anyway, none of the rest of these guys are really all that bad, all that great.
So, what was Emmitt's stat again?
He ran for 1,486 yards and 9 touchdowns, and then had 400 receiving yards.
This is one of the years
That's
they beat
it.
the Bills. This is the second year they beat the Bills.
The Cowboys were 12-4, and the 49ers were 10-6. The Broncos were 9-7. Yeah. So there it is, gentlemen. There it is.
Just looking at it, it looks to me like Rice and Young split the vote and Emmett snuck in. I mean, Emmett had a good year, but
He probably would have had a really great year if he'd have played all season.
He decided
Yeah.
to opt out of the first 2 games of the season.
Which I'm not really sure how you can be the MVP. Did they lose the first 2 games of the season?
Yeah, they went 0-2.
Did they?
I'm pretty sure. And they start 0-2, and then they finish the year 12-2.
I guess he was proving a point.
Which I don't know who they played their first 2 games. That could also.
They did start 0-2. They played Washington and Buffalo. He trying to pull up more of his stats here real quick. Well, he did average 5.3 yards a carry in this year, which is a nice number, especially for him. He usually didn't average that much. By the way, my boy Saquon averaged 5.9 this year.
That's
nice.
Well, when you lead, I swear every game.
Well,
I saw he had over. A
he
60
padded
yard
his
drive.
stats against the Rams. We gave him a lot of yards, and then turned around and did it in the playoffs too.
Patting the stats. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
You think anybody's ever rushed for 200 yards against the same team twice in a season?
I doubt it.
It has to be someone against the division because just be able to line up like that in the playoffs is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, guys, what's everybody thinking?
I'm going with my boy Jerry. Cause you better believe I ain't giving Emmett one.
Well, I did immediately look at Jerry. He's got some very nice stats. But I will say the other 400 yards receiving for Emmett did give me pause. I don't remember him catching the ball that much.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of leaning towards Steve Young. I like Steve's year. 4,029 touchdowns, ran for another 400 yards and a couple more touchdowns.
Well, this is the biggest receiving season of Emmett's career.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm about to go Steve. I think I go. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Jerry. I'm gonna go with Drew and go with Jerry.
Okay.
Perfect.
Well, that works. We split it.
Just like the 49ers split the vote, we split the vote in here.
Yeah.
It's true. Emmett had Troy, and Troy was balling.
Yeah, 15 touchdowns balling. That's how many touchdowns Jerry had.
That's true. That's very true.
And he was oh, man.
And there's no bias in this room. We're just being realistic.
Well, Alex maybe a little bit, but the rest of us are fine.
Yeah, well, he's an Eagles fan. You're gonna have that.
And all right, well, we appreciate you tuning in for this Dallas Cowgirls episode, and we would appreciate you tuning in next week for our Houston Texans episode.
Yeehaw!
One of the newer franchises.
That should be interesting.
We'll see how this goes. I have a feeling they're going to be really, really terrible. I haven't tried doing my team yet, so I can't speak for a fact. But I mean, there's a chance that your starting quarterback might be like Matt Schaub or Deshaun Watson,
Deshaun Watson,
Mr. Masseuse, could be your starting quarterback. So yeah, I don't know really how this is gonna. They will have some receivers. I'll give it to them. Hopkins, Andre Johnson. I'm missing one.
Will Fuller.
They got 3 of them right now that are pretty good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Well, we would like you to rate, review, email us at
Sports the NEMO Way at gmail.com.
And thanks for tuning in to Sports the NEMO Way.